time for another video mathematical lesson. So if you would get out your note paper, let's put this one under fractions. I'm going to share my screen here. Under fractions, and the little subheading under fractions would be story problems, which should make you just absolutely giddy. I'm going to find my tools here. All right, so fractions, and then it is story problems. As soon as I get my toolbar to come up here, there it is. Poof. Now everybody's happy. I'm going to leave that over here. All right, so here we go. We are under fractions. And I guess word problems, story problems, it's all the same. Word slash story problems. And as always, children, anytime you come up with story problems, always, always, always in big letters here, please, please, please put that we need to sketch it out. Which really in this fraction one just means you need to diagram it or draw rectangles, whatever it is. Rectangles will be your friends for this. And let me give you, for example here, here's our example problem. And you'll see how this works. It's pretty simple here. 2/5 oh boy, I'm struggling spelling here. Hold on a second. 2/5 of the 30 fifth graders they weren't quite warmed up yet, rode the bus. How many rode the bus? How many rode the bus? Poof. Okay, and this is all that I need to see from you on this. Again, we're talking about fraction of, remember, the word of in math means multiplication, so you just want to find out what 2/5 times 30 is. But for right now, we're just going to do this. You draw your rectangle, and the rectangle always stands for the total amount you have. What do we have? We have 30 fifth graders, 30 kids there. And what fraction of those 30s do I want? I want 2/5. So I'm going to write my 2/5 right here. And that's how many rode the bus. So remember, the bottom number of the fraction tells you how many equal pieces you cut this whole thing into. So if you have to do that division, 30 divided by 5. Well, first of all, let me draw the 5 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I cut 30 into 5 equal pieces, that is 6. Every piece has 6 or stands for 6 fifth graders. Okay, and then the top number, that top number is how many of those pieces I have. So I take 2 of these, and it doesn't really matter which 2, we'll pick the bottom 2. I take 2 of those 6s, which gives me 12. 12 of the fifth graders rode the bus. You know, you could, if they asked you how many didn't ride the bus, you could probably figure that out with this, because that's everybody else that's left over. So 12 rode the bus, and 18 of them did not ride the bus. Let's look at another one, and really that is pretty much as hard as it gets. How about this one? Jill scored 2/3 of her team's 36 points. Let's write that over here. Jill scored 2/3 of her team's 36 points. How many points did she score? And it's the same deal there. Okay, you are going to draw a rectangle. Not my best work on the rectangle, but it'll work. What does this rectangle stand for? And I always like you to write that up here. It stands for 36 points. What fraction of that am I looking for? I'm looking for 2/3, which means I cut the rectangle into 3 equal pieces. If I cut 36 into 3 equal pieces, I do that division, and that ends up being 12. So each piece is worth 12. And Jill, it says there that Jill scored, or Jill had 2 of those. The top number is 2. So if you take 2 12s, that is, Jill must have scored 24 points. And that's just about as hard as it gets. Well, here's one more. This one takes a little more thinking. They give you one more interesting question here. Let's look at one last one. Sam's dog ate 1/4 of a dozen dog bones. Here we go, example number 3. Sam's dog ate 1/4 of a dozen dog bones. Period. How many dog bones were left? How many dog bones were left? Now, an important thing to realize here, kids, is take a look here. If you read the problem, the fraction tells you how many Sam's dog ate. The question asks you how many were left. So we're going to have to keep that in mind as we solve this problem here. So here we go. I'm going to draw my rectangle here. Again, not my best work there. All right, this rectangle stands for a dozen. Hopefully you know that a dozen is 12. This is 12 dog bones here. The fraction they gave me was 1/4. The bottom number is how many equal pieces I cut my dozen into. I cut 12 into 4 pieces, so if you know that, hopefully you know that that would mean there's 3 dog bones in each one of those 4 pieces. And then let's look at what each piece means. The top number, the 1/4 there, one of those pieces was how many Sam's dog ate, which means the other 3 were the ones that he did not eat or the ones that were left. And they are asking you for how many were left, not how many he ate. We know he ate 3. Okay, that means that 3, 6, 9 bones were left. So be very careful. Make sure you read the problem. Answer the question that they give you. All right, 5th graders, hopefully that gets you to where you need to go. I'm going to sign off now. Appreciate you listening and focusing and taking those notes. Have a great